Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oak Performance Radio. I'm your host, Adam Lane. If you're new to the show, our goal here is to create some content, some fantastic content for athletes, parents, and coaches. We tell stories, have laughs, and go into everything that is the end game of athletic performance, helping athletes achieve their optimal performance and be the best they can possibly be. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Oak Performance Radio. I'm your host, Adam Lane. With me today, returners from episode 85.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you, Kenna. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
the support there. We needed something there. Dre's crew, along with you, this was 2 years ago. We've grown a lot in this period of time. Here, really quick, introduce yourselves.
I'm Kenna Wubbenna.
I'm Ainsley Stovall.
I'm Elle Jones.
And I'm Grace Lichthardt.
So they are coming back. We had them on the show as sophomores.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I thought it was juniors.
I think it was after your sophomore year.
Yeah.
Summer sophomore year. Because it was 2022 and now it's 2024.
Might have been beginning of junior.
I thought
club season.
I thought it was beginning of junior club season because it was after our high school season.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right.
Mhm.
So we're talking not 2 years ago, roughly 18 months ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that.
Spot on.
There we go. Ainsley, thank you for correcting me. I want to make sure that our listeners get the true take
We got to give them the accuracy.
on what's going on here. So the fun part of getting these guys back on the podcast in my mind is that I want parents to listen to the show, which I know your dad will. He's the first listener.
Shout
Like it's
out
out there.
animals.
Oh, like yeah. Which is fantastic. I want kids to listen to the show because I think it is such a interesting and I don't want to say treacherous, but somewhat confusing time for athletes to really enjoy this sport thing, club sport thing. A lot of kids get burnt out and they end up quitting. A lot of kids, they run into some hardships and they end up quitting. You guys have persevered. You guys have stayed the course. There have been ups and there have been downs. Go back and listen to episode 85, and here we are. You guys are near graduation, just wrapped up your final club tournament, had senior night last night, and here we are.
Yeah.
And the exciting thing, why I'm so passionate about coaching, specifically the high school athlete. Middle school is a little too young for me. College kids are fine, but like the high school thing, like I really enjoyed my high school experience. Shout out to Psycho High.
Woo!
And it was like, it was memorable and it was fun. And the buddies I had, back in, the mid 90s, I still have to this day, and we can call each other up and just, BS and have fun. And it was fantastic. It was rewarding. And it was a really fun and important time in my life. And I see that in you guys. You guys have, even being from different schools, from hours away, you guys drove here to do a podcast today. I think is absolutely fantastic. And not only are all of you playing college volleyball next year, which is fantastic, not necessarily always the goal, but like you like volleyball, you enjoy volleyball, you want to keep playing volleyball, and you have this opportunity, and you're going north and you're going east and you're going west and you're going relatively close.
Yeah.
But like, you guys are kind of spreading all over the place,
Right.
Which is in my mind super cool. And I think the friendships and the, just listening to your speeches and stuff last night, like, that you've built, I hope, not that I'm trying to pigeonhole my own children into things, like let them do what they want to, but like, I hope this time for them, this high school time where you grow so much, is as impactful as what this whole club thing and training and working out thing has been for you guys, in the way of the bonds that you have formed within each other, the relationships with coaches and stuff like that, people that, truly care for you guys. The little huddle with Andre last night, was super cool. So that's what I would love to see you guys just, wrap on for the next however many minutes. Like, cause I think this is special. Not every club team gets this. Even within any club, like I think it's hard. Like, this is a challenging thing. You guys don't see each other at school every day. It's not like you live in the same neighborhood. You guys are, miles and miles and miles away. And here you are, besties of friends. And I think it's really cool. So that's where I'd like to kick this off.
All right.
Adam out.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam, for getting us started.
Adam's actually not out. He's sitting right there.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that it's really important for us as friends to, in order to maintain our friendship, like talking when we can, especially since it's like a long distance. Same thing as like a long distance relationship, kind of communicating and making sure that even when we're not together, we're still actively talking to each other.
I feel like we got really lucky our 16th year, like to have such a good team. I know that like not everyone gets as good of like an experience as we do, like on the team that we got put on and the coach that we had. But I think like those are like this relationship that we've made will stick with us.
I think the odds of us all getting put on that team and becoming best friends is like literally 1 in a million.
Yeah.
The fact that we're friends still to this day.
Yeah. But even like, I don't know, just like the family at VC, I know there's so many other teams that also have like just as strong of a connection. And I feel like that goes in any club sport like around the country just because of how much time you're spending with those people. And like you're all going through the same exact thing, like the bonds that you create through that, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you look like you're about to cry.
I was getting sad on the pod.
There was enough tears shed last night, senior night.
Yeah, I just think that it was been really important for us to all, especially not even being on the same teams. I know we got split up last year and Ainsley's been out this year. And so like, I think that we as friends have been through a lot of adversity. And so overcoming that adversity and maintaining our friendship, I think just goes to show how strong of a bond you can build at a club sport. Yeah. And I think it goes to show the culture at VC, how easy it is to just make friends and be friends with anyone and everyone, especially like on the Greece trip. I know that we all made new friends and even people we've known for years and just have never even really spoken to until then. Right. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely all friends with each other. Everyone in the club.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling that it's like over?
Sad. Let's everyone say how you feel.
In one word or just in general?
A short, a brief explanation of your feelings.
Okay. So I'm definitely sad because just club has brought me closer to a lot of people, especially you guys. And so like not going to practice, although like in the moment I was definitely like, oh, I don't want to go to practice. Like, but now looking back and like not having that, it's definitely scary also because I'm kind of just like, what am I going to do now? Where's my life going to take me kind of thing? So I'm definitely sad, but I'm also excited because now is the time that all the senior year festivities are happening, like prom and graduation. So getting to do all that, being stress-free with no like club tournaments on the weekends.
Yeah. I'd also say I'm pretty sad because I won't obviously be able to see you guys 3 times a week anymore. Like we'll probably see each other once every 2 months, like around there, which is so sad. That's so sad. But I'm excited to like go into the next chapter of my life and be able to play in college and be able to like with prom and graduation, like experience those things that like I've been waiting for like my whole life and being able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a little different for me because I didn't get to participate this season because I was injured. So when I came to VC, it was more of a social event for me. I mean, I worked out at Oak, but like I didn't really get to play volleyball. So it's definitely sad not getting to see my best friends every single day, but I'm excited for the fall because then I'll be able to play again and experience college volleyball.
Do you think like since you were out for, this might be like a hard question, but like since you were out for majority of the season, it was easier like because you weren't like in it? Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean easier though?
Was it easier for you to accept the fact? Well, no, like accept the fact that like your season was done or like senior year, like you're growing up kind of thing.
I think like it was hard because I'm like, I'm never going to play club volleyball with you guys again, which was like really sad when I found out I had to get surgery. But then like at the same time, it made me appreciate like what I had here before, like just for it to all get taken away like that. Then I'm just like, wow, like I really actually enjoyed going to practice because sitting on the sidelines watching your friends practice for 2 hours is not enjoyable. Especially just because like there's nothing I could do other than like,
and it's like it's crazy. We all said our goodbye to club volleyball like this weekend at our last tournament, but you had to say goodbye like
2 months ago.
A while ago. Like you were already done.
But I just feel like it makes you appreciate what you have more, and like
for sure,
agree.
It makes you realize how much you actually love this sport, and like if you're like even like sometimes I'm like, oh, do I want to play volleyball for 4 more years? And like after my injury, I'm like, yes, like I need volleyball in my life or I'm going to go crazy. Because like right now I was like, or during my surgery, my recovery, I'm like, I'm going to go crazy. Really I'm going to go crazy. I need to play.
Yeah. Kenna, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm a lot more sad than I thought it would be. Like I kind of like throughout the season, I felt like I was going to be more like, oh, it's such like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Like I have like time to do homework. I have time to like see my friends. I have time to do all these things. But like, what about you guys? Like now I'm not going to be here all the time and I'm not going to be able to see you guys. And I don't even know, like, it's definitely sad that I'm not going to be playing like club volleyball anymore. But obviously we all are like going to play at the next level. So I feel like the worst part about it is that we're not going to, we don't have that comfort of knowing that we can come here and talk to each other when we have a bad day and see each other 3 times a week, sometimes more.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like here for like a lot of us, it's like different from at school because you're here with different friends. So you can kind of just leave
100%.
all of your like school drama or school like problems outside
Even, like,
the door.
Home, we're not, none of us like, other than you, Elle, but like still, none of us really live here. So it's kind of just like,
you get to it's like a little vacation for the night. Like it's a 3-night-a-week vacation.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know, coming here is kind of like an escape from
reality.
I agree, especially like with school. Like there would be days where I'd be like, this was the worst day of my life. And then I'd come here and like you guys would just make it so much better.
Aww.
Getting sappy.
Sweet Elle.
I think that with us like talking about senior night and growing up and getting old, I think we should transition into talking more about like college and our recruiting processes, any advice we have, or what our future plans are for next year and why those are our plans.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to start though.
I can start. Okay.
I guess.
I think we should do this, but I'm not going to start it.
Yeah, I don't want to start.
I'm going to Augustana College next year, and I'm majoring in biology, pre-dentistry, and minoring in art. And my recruiting process was I feel like it was pretty good. I started off not really knowing what to do. I was really nervous going into it. Like, what if I don't find a school that wants me to play at there? Like, what if there's a school that wants me to play, but I don't like the school? Like, there were like a bunch of things that I was nervous about happening. But I think that I really recommend like just really reaching out to as many schools as you can, because that's like the big thing. I never would have thought I would be going to Augustana because we were driving home through Iowa one day. We drove right past Augustana. My parents asked me if I wanted to see the campus. And I said, no, I will never be going to school there. That was my response to them.
That's
because
crazy.
I thought I was going to go far. Like,
Really?
and then I went to our,
did go far.
I went to our seniors graduation last year, and I realized like I can't say goodbye to my family and like go that far away because I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd kind of be lost. And I think like I talked to like a bunch of different schools. I visited a bunch of different schools. Visits are like super important so that you're able to meet members of the team, because you don't want to go to a school that you don't like the players on, because that will not be fun. And like meeting the coach in person, if you haven't met them, like that's a big thing. And seeing campus and like in person instead of just like on pictures is also a big thing. So I think that's like something that I recommend, just like really going to on a lot of visits. And I just ended up choosing Augustana because I loved the campus. I love the coach. I love the girls. And it just seemed like the perfect fit for me.
Very nice. I'll go next. Okay, I'm going to Southern Wesleyan University in South Carolina, which is far. I'm going to major in this is also like my current crisis. I'm going to major in early childhood education and minor in special education, or I'm going to major in media communications and minor in media advertising. So I don't know which one it's going to be.
Those are very different paths.
I know. Yeah, that's why I'm
I could see you doing both.
Yeah,
I could
too.
And I feel like both would be like really fun too.
Yeah.
You would actually
enjoy that. Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I'm at right now. So I chose SWU, Southern Wesleyan University, SWU, short. Okay. Anyways, I originally didn't know if I wanted to play volleyball in college, and it was kind of intimidating to me, and I played my whole life. So I'm like, do I really want to continue? whatever. So I honestly was not super like into recruiting. But my mom's my high school coach, so she was able to help me a little bit. So she like, I don't know, she'd like put up videos, whatever. One day I'm driving home from my friend's lake house and I get an email and it's from SWU. And I'm like, what is SWU? First of all, and it's head coach, Coach Heinz, shout out. And she's like, hey, I saw your video. I'd love to set up a call. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, a school in South Carolina contacted me. I want to go there. I want to live in South Carolina. And so I set up a call. It was good. And then we booked a flight to go on a visit and I loved it there. But the only thing is my visit was in the summer. So the girls weren't on campus and I was like, like my first visit, she gave me the offer and I sat on it because I was like, I need to meet the girls before I go. So I like go meet the team before you commit.
Yeah, I would go during the school year because then you
Yes.
can also see what campus life is like too. Yeah.
Right. It just worked out for me that we were already going to Orlando for the tournament that weekend. So we just went to South Carolina before. So then I planned another trip to South Carolina right before my high school season. So the girls would be there and I could visit again. And I went and watched one of their like
like a summer match.
Yeah, but it was like inter squad match.
It's like a scrimmage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they were like playing each other. So then afterwards, like I got to like meet the whole team and they all like came out to me and talked to me and they were super nice. So I was like, okay, like I'll go here. So then the next day, I went to a practice, I think, and I don't remember when I committed, but I think it was like I sat down with the coach and my parents and she was like, so what do you think? And I was like, I want to go here. And she was like, yay. So that's kind of my commitment story in a nutshell, but definitely go on as many visits as you think you need because I feel like there's never too many because you're picking your home for the next 4 years. So definitely make sure you're meeting everyone that you're going to be around.
Yeah.
That's mine.
All right. I'm going to Sauk Valley Community College. I'm staying really close to home. I'm going to be majoring in psychology. I feel like my recruiting process was like rough. Like, I don't know. But I would like consistently email coaches like for every tournament. I really wanted to go far. Like,
I think everyone did.
Yeah. Like
everyone had, I'm getting out of here. That's how I felt.
For sure.
That's how I felt.
So I wasn't emailing any coaches that were like close to here at all.
Same.
And I was just emailing a ton of schools that were super far away and I would like never get a response. Like it was really hard for those coaches to like see my videos or like even make it to a tournament to actually watch me play in person because they were like so far away. And it was also really hard to like set up visits at schools that were really far away because it's just an inconvenience. And I feel like Sauk was reaching out to me for a long time and I was like, no, I'm not going to community college. I'm not staying close to home. Like I got to get out of here. I wanted to be able to like commit to a school and be done and not have to go through that recruiting process again.
Yeah.
Which now I realize is like honestly what's going to be better for me and I think benefit me more. But I think it was this past summer going into my senior year, I went to a volleyball camp in Danville, Kentucky at Center College, and which is like a really small D3 school. But I really liked the area there and I liked that I was going to be able to get like away from home. But the fact that I was going to be in like just a tiny little community and have to like, I didn't love it enough to commit to play there for 4 years. So I feel then I came home and I have a friend from home who plays at Sauk right now. She's a year older than me. And she's like, my coach really wants you to come to an open gym. Can you please just come and feel it out? And I went to Sauk and I just loved it. Like playing volleyball there, it made it like fun again. I felt like there was like really no pressure on me and it was just really laid back and easy and fun. And it really, I feel like I was kind of struggling my junior year, especially, like to stay in love with volleyball because it was like, it felt like a chore to have to like email coaches and like there was so much pressure on you if like a coach is watching you at a game.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Or-
like in that time period, your whole life is volleyball. Like while you're
Yeah.
recruiting, like if you're not at a tournament, you're making a highlight reel. If
Yeah,
you're not making
exactly.
a highlight reel, you're emailing back coaches. If you're not doing either of those
100%.
things, then you're sending out the emails.
Yeah, you're doing volleyball, whether it's playing volleyball or you're doing your volleyball homework.
Yeah.
Like it's your entire life that you like literally consumes you. But I felt like I went to Sauk and it was like, this is so easy. I was like, oh, I can I can breathe right now.
yeah.
And obviously at Sauk, I'm getting a full ride to play there. Like I'm not going to have to pay for any of my school. And it was just like, I wasn't finding a school that really wanted me to play volleyball there or that I really loved. So I was like, you know what? If I go here for 2 years, then I can decide if I want to keep playing volleyball after that, or if I can find, if I'm allowing myself to have more time, I guess, to like figure that out and, I guess continue my recruiting process in the next 2 years. So.
Okay. I will be playing at the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. And go Dogs. Roll Dogs. And my recruiting process, well, I came to VC as a 16 and I always like knew I wanted to play college volleyball. I always had really unrealistic expectations going into it. Like I came in here and everyone was talking about the recruiting process and I was like, what the heck is the recruiting process? I don't even know what that is. And so Courtney was our recruiting coordinator at the time and she was like, okay, just make a list of colleges you want to go to. And I was like, okay, bet. Texas, Nebraska. I'm like emailing all these coaches. I was like, they're not responding to me.
You emailed Texas?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like emailing all these coaches. I'm like, dang, I'm not getting any. No one's biting. I thought I was about to be
Coach did not bite you up.
No,
I
I thought I was about to be like a D1 powerhouse as a freaking 5'8" right side.
No, you were a
You're a
middle
middle.
at the time.
Oh, yeah, as a middle. Like
5'8" middle.
So I did transition right side eventually, whatever. So then 17th year runs around and, well, June, whatever that was, 15th or whatever, like, I don't even know if anyone emailed me. Like, I did not know what I was doing. So then I was like, okay, I need to meet with Peter because he was our new recruiting coordinator. So I was like, okay, I'm going to meet with Peter. Deleted basically my entire list because he's like, you're not going to any of these schools. And I was like, what? I'm not. Yeah, no. So just, I would
That
say.
was rough. I remember you telling us
Dude, I
about
was so
that.
mad.
You were really mad.
You were really mad that day.
Yeah, but that's a tip. Be realistic because if you're not realistic, you're just going to be doing stuff for no reason. Like,
Come on, Peter. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like, Texas doesn't want me.
I'm clearly going there. Like, right? Yeah. So I started emailing schools that were more in my range, D2, D3, JUCO, stuff like that. And I, like everyone else, wanted to go far. So I was only emailing schools that were like at least 2 states away. Like I was not emailing. If a school is in the Midwest, they're not even on my list.
Real.
I would only be emailing schools in the South or anywhere else.
Yeah. And then she went north.
Yeah.
Straight
More north.
So I started emailing those schools and I was talking to a few and then I just remember I got this email from University of Wisconsin Stevens Point and I was like, oh my God, live in Maddie? Like, I was like, wait, that's a real place. Never heard of this school before. And my coach reached out to me and she was like, hey, I watched you play at an indie. I really like your style. I really like you as a person just by watching you. Do you want to set up a call? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like you always if anyone asks you to call, you always say yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Like,
Even
no
if it's
matter
for
what.
practice, like you can practice calls too.
And I knew I wanted to go to a bigger school because I don't know. I've always wanted to go to a bigger school. And so I was also only emailing schools that were like, I think they had to have at least 5,000 kids or else I was not going there. And so Stevens Point had 8,000 kids. And I was like, okay, that's like perfect. So we had a call and it went really, really well. And I was like, okay, I really like the school. So let's go on a visit. And like all of us were saying, go on. Adam's leaving.
I'm sneaky now.
Adam's being really
Like we're all saying, go on as many visits as you can. It really just like, you never know. You could go to a school and you could think, oh my God, I'm going to hate it. And then come out of it being like, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I went on a visit.
Or you come out, I hate it and I don't want to go here.
Yeah, like you thought the call went
Even
well.
calls.
Yeah.
One time I was talking to the school from West Palm. Sorry, I'm like taking your.
No, don't go ahead.
I was talking to the school from West Palm Beach, Florida. Like, who wouldn't want to go to West Palm Beach, Florida? I called him up and he's like, Yeah, like we run the most suicides in the country probably out of any volleyball program. I'm like, oh, hang up.
Yeah.
like it just, you just have to figure it out yourself.
So go on as many calls as you can, go on as many visits as you can. And so I went on my visit, I think it was like March or sometime. It was not very good weather. So we went on the visit and I was like, okay, I like this campus a lot. And I'm like, I'm going to keep it in the back of my mind. So
you loved the campus.
Okay,
Grace.
I did really.
You
okay.
loved it. She came back and was just like raving.
The dining hall.
The dining hall is amazing. Or like, there's 10 acres for hunting.
Yeah, she was all this
you
hunting
can keep
stuff.
your guns in this one place, and like,
I don't know if you can say that.
Yeah. But okay, so I guess I did really really like the campus, and I love my coach. Like, she offered me that day and I was crying just because like it was a big deal for me. That was my like second offer and I just really loved her and the whole thing. And they're a really good D3 program. So I was like, this is great. But I was really scared of commitment and like, this is going to be my place for the next 4 years. I have to be like in love with it.
I just remember being at Lily's house and you just talking about Stevens Point and how much you love the coach and how much you love the campus and everything.
I was
like, she's going there.
Yeah.
She's going there. Just
I don't know. I don't really want to decide yet.
They're
like, but I just need it. Like, I need it to be done, and I just love it. And I'm like, if you love it, Grace, me and Lily are like, you just need to do it. Yeah, you just got to do it.
I think that was like a few weeks before I had to go on the camp visit.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
So then during the summer of last summer, I went to a Stevens Point camp because they had an elite camp where basically everyone, all the kids that they were talking to and like really girls that are interested in going there within the next 4 years go to this camp. So I went to that camp and it's like basically a requirement for also the incoming freshmen to go. So I was at that camp and I got the opportunity to play with some of the incoming freshmen. And obviously, like, I think there's a big stigma around, like, going D3 and, like, JUCO and stuff that if you're not going D1 or D2, it's, like, not a good program or, like, the athletics aren't that good. And I got on the court and I was like, holy crap. Some of these girls could literally go D1. I was like, this is insane. We were playing and it was, like, so much fun. I just clicked with the girls immediately, met my roommate like that, and we were just, like, best friends right away. And so I was like, I'm going here. As soon as I started playing with them, I was like, I'm going here. So then we had lunch and I found my coach and I was like, hey coach, I'm taking that offer. And that's why I committed. And I think that the recruiting process was a long one, but definitely one that paid off in the end. And it was really hard, but I think that the feeling of like committing and just like the excitement around committing and also just the weight lifted off your shoulders is like one I'll never feel again. And I chose Stevens Point because I love the campus. Obviously, like I was saying, dining hall. Get a school with a good dining hall.
Better walk out with the freshman 15.
Dude, get out. Sweet treat o'clock every hour. Every hour.
75.
She'll be playing volleyball. She'll be fine.
Yeah. So I loved the campus.
Okay.
I loved the team, loved the coach, loved the people on campus. I just loved everything about it. It was a good distance away from home, so I wasn't going to be too far, but I could always call them and they'd be there in 3 hours. Yeah. So that is why I chose Point. Yes. I think that's all very different stories we had. Like, I think, Ainsley, yours was kind of just like,
chill.
Oh, like it just like
miraculously happened.
Swoo. And it's like, I'm going there. And then I feel like, Elle, you kind of just
you had a kind of a lot of options though, I feel.
Yeah,
I did.
You went on a lot of visits.
I went on a lot of visits.
Yeah.
I don't even think I can count.
I'm checking to see.
How many visits did you guys go on? I feel like I went on
I went on 2. Stevens Point was my second one.
I went on
only the camp I went to. That's the only school I visited.
But I was talking to.
I went on 4.
I was talking to multiple schools. One was in Virginia, so I had to like go far to do that, and then the other one was in Buffalo.
So like
Buffalo,
New York.
So like if I so like,
Ella, shout out Ella Boland.
So like if I wanted to go to those schools, I'd have to fly, and like my parents were like,
I was
really
talking to some schools that were farther away too.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to like a school in Arkansas, and I was like,
I think
a visit there is
it
like
was the same school. It was
that's a whole trip.
The same school, the Arkansas school that talked to.
I think they emailed me too.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I
don't even remember what it's called, but
I think I went on 4 or 5 visits.
Oh yeah.
But I was talking to like a bunch of different schools because I think I was also really nervous of commitment too, and like I wanted to make sure it was the right place. Like I was like Grace, like, and so like I feel like I knew right when I went to Augustana that like I'm going to go here because I loved everything about it, and I still visited like 3 other schools, and I remember calling my coach and just like asking her more questions about the school because I was like too scared to commit because I was like in between 3 schools. And so I called each coach. I asked about some questions like to each coach, all the same, so that I could like make sure I had like the best understanding of each place. And I still like loved Augustana. And when I committed, I was at a high school tournament and she actually came and watched me play there. And I remember she was talking to my high school coaches for like an hour, and I decided that I was going to commit there. And I was standing like on the side and I was so nervous. I was just like waiting for her to be done talking because I was like, I was nervous to like make the commitment, you know, cause like you want it to be right. And I was just like, I was like excited too, like, you know, you're kind of just like anxious standing there. And I remember her saying when I committed and she was like super happy. And she was like, I really thought when you asked me to call that one phone call that you were going to commit because I knew you loved everything. And I was like, I know, like I should have. But
like, everyone, I remember when I was like recruiting, I was like, when do I know? Like, when do I know? Like, you will know. Like,
like trust your
when
gut.
you put on a wedding dress.
And then,
When you put on the
I do have another
wedding
piece
dress.
of it
Because we all know how that feels.
because I think a lot of us did this was like, don't limit yourself to a certain area, a certain division. Like, don't, because like, I think I definitely, not that I would trade going to Stevens Point for anything. Like, I love Point, but I feel like I definitely made my recruiting process harder by limiting myself.
I 100% did too. And I feel like, well, with SOC, like I went on like an actual visit there to like talk to my coach in person and he could like lay it all out for me, like what I was being offered and everything. And I like still went home and like sat on it for a few weeks because I was like, is this really what I want to do? Like, do I really just want to like go to community college and just stay close to home? Because that was like not the plan whatsoever. But then, I mean, I just set up a phone call with him. Like, I just like kind of had to go with my gut. Like everyone was asking me like what I wanted to do. And I was like, I really just want to go there. Like,
Valid.
Did all of you know you wanted to play in college? Like, since you started playing?
Yes. Well, I mean,
I think you go.
At like 11 years old, I didn't think the reality of me being able to play in college was like a real thing. So I think, so I think I kind of,
when I was 11, I was like,
I was going to Nebraska.
I'm going to
I just think I was like,
until 2 years ago.
I think I was like, I'm just playing this sport because I love it. And then I think once I like got into like the elite program, like that's when it set into reality. Like I'm going to play in college. Like I'm playing at this competitive level. I'm not going to be playing club for 7 years for like, just to end it there. Like I want to keep going because like Ainsley said, like without volleyball, I think I'd really take like what I had, like I'd really miss it. And I'd like, I don't know what I would do in my free time.
I feel like I really like had to make the decision because I played in the premier program here my 15s year. And then it was kind of like my mom needed me to like make a decision. Like, do you want to play in college? Because that's the only reason it like makes sense for you to play elite, because it's a lot of money and it's a lot of time. Like
it's a commitment.
It's a very huge commitment. So it was like, my mom was kind of like, you kind of got to let me know right now. Like, is this what you want to do? Because
if not, we're I feel like I knew like everyone when they're younger and first start playing, like they look up to everyone. And they say like, oh, I'm going to play, like I have to play D1, whatever. And then I went to my old volleyball club and everyone knows the story that I didn't really know. And then I came here, and especially in the elite program, I don't want to say it's expected of you, but it's pretty heavily like driven. This is for college athletes. And if you're in this division, like if you're playing elite, you're going to a college
There's a very
program.
small portion of
people that
athletes in the elite program that aren't going to play in college. And usually they don't decide until their senior year that they're not going to play.
And it's not because they're not good enough. It's just because they don't want to.
But I think that is also what instilled and like solidified in my mind that I wanted to play was the elite program, and just even the practices we had and meeting you guys. It just was like, oh, I can get this in college too. Like it's happening.
I feel like, for sure, like the relationships that volleyball has brought me, I'm like, oh, I can get more of this. I can make more friends. Like, yes, let's do it.
And I think, I think for like, what's caught on this? Okay. I think for like, I'm sure everyone can agree to this. We've all been through phases where we're like, I want to quit volleyball. And, definitely after like one of I think it was my freshman year or something, I had to have a conversation with my mom, like, do I want to play club next year? I think that was the year before Andres Angels.
Did Andre's angel
before your
save you
sophomore
too?
year?
It did.
That would be before
Yes.
sophomore
And
year.
then I feel like,
But she's also younger than us.
yeah.
So she's in the same grade as us.
Yeah, but like maybe she's talking about club.
Yeah, club
season.
Club season freshman and
So, yeah.
even my school season freshman year was not good.
Sorry.
Am I
Ainsley.
on?
Yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry. Okay, and then like sophomore year happened. I'm like, okay, like maybe I like this again. And then I think again, like after junior year season ish, I was like, do I really want to go through the recruiting process?
Well, it's just like the recruiting process, and then also you see all these girls like at a bigger school. Like my one friend goes to Tennessee, and it's like, oh my god,
yeah,
imagine going to an SEC school and like
being in a sorority
Yeah,
and like rushing.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just not having.
I feel that.
You can just be a NARP and just you can be a NARP and you can just work out at the gym
and wear cute clothes. And
yeah, and I'm like, maybe that's what I want to do
school.
instead of playing volleyball. But then I come on the court and I'm like, I have to have.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you hit the volleyball court, you know that you got
It hits different.
Yeah.
It does. a good volleyball game just hits.
It does hit. Or
Yeah.
like a good volleyball
Yeah,
practice.
I feel like
too.
that always the bad too, because like you can always have a bad game and it's like I'm done. I don't want to play anymore.
Then you have a good game.
And then you have a good game and it's like, ooh, out the door. Like
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has everyone been playing for? I've been playing for
Too long.
6 club years.
I've been playing for 8 club years.
I've also been playing for 8 club years with Eric Schultz.
I think I've been playing for 7 club years since I was in 6th grade.
Mine
I was
was
playing
7th.
club.
I started
7th
club.
grade.
I started club
yeah.
in 5th grade, but
So, yeah,
that VC
7th
wasn't a thing when I was in
Does
5th grade. So
Anyone have any advice to their younger selves, or like
To our
volleyball
younger
advice,
selves?
or just to younger girls in general?
I would say to younger girls, like, don't give up on your dreams, and like throughout like the recruiting process and stuff, like just don't give up, like keep pushing through, because in the end, everything is like so rewarding, even though it might be hard.
Yeah.
And also just cherish every moment you get with like your best friends, and like with volleyball, like everything you have, because once you don't have them, like you, like the memories will live forever. But once you don't have the gym or like the coaches that you have right now, like it's hard.
I'd also think like don't stress too much. Like for me, obviously everything just kind of fell into place, and everything happens for a reason, and everything will work out the way that it needs to for you.
Yeah.
So like for me, especially like Swoo just randomly coming to me and being like, you're going to play college volleyball.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
For sure.
Trust the
Yeah.
process.
I
for
feel like
sure.
to my younger self, I would say that like just be more like outgoing. Like don't be afraid to go and like make friends. I know when I was younger and I was playing club before like I came to VC, it was like really hard for me to go and make friends that like I didn't go to school with. Like I couldn't go up to people and like make new connections because I was just like too afraid to. Like I was definitely way more introverted than I am now, and I feel like I don't know. As a younger girls, it's intimidating, especially to come to as big of a club as VC is and see all those girls. And like I remember coming into my first practice, like my 16th year, and me and Lexi walking in, and like everyone already has their group. Like everyone already has their set of friends, and you come in and it's like,
That's how I felt.
I don't know anybody. Like, what do we do? But I feel like it's so important to just.
Then you have an outgrowing person like Elle.
Yeah. It's so important to
Like
just
Elle,
like
who
not.
makes fun of your dad.
Yeah.
Your
Dad was a bad line judge, right?
I did not say it like that. I just
No, she was like,
no. What? No, what happened is
Okay, now I gotta go into it.
the year before Grace came to VC, my team had played her, and
I
that
played
was
in a different club.
and that was during COVID, when you couldn't have the spectators in the gym and like all that stuff like that. So we played them twice that season. I remember the first game we played them, Danimal was recording the game.
Danimal is
Live
Grace's
streaming.
dad. For
He
those
was,
who don't know.
he was in the
He's
gym
gonna
recording
appreciate the shout out. He asked for one.
Yeah.
He was in the gym recording the game, and I just remember like he was just like so energetic during the game.
Oh, I believe
And, like,
he
cheering and
swore
stuff.
on the live
Okay,
stream,
maybe.
and your parents were watching, and they're like, "Who's this guy swearing on the live?"
And then we played them again in Indiana, and that was when you could have like one spectator, maybe
Yeah,
it
like
was,
one
or
or
something.
two.
And that was also when we wouldn't ref and the parents would. And Danimal was line
What was the thought
judging
process behind that?
Yeah, what?
Why couldn't we rep but the parents?
because
doesn't
we
make
needed
sense.
like people out quicker or something like that. I don't know.
That was
Anyways.
stupid.
And So like Daniel was line judging, and I remember after the game, Grace came up to me.
He's making horrid calls.
Grace came up to me and said, "I am so sorry about my dad's line reffing." And that is after we had lost to them. So I was kind of like, it's whatever. Like, it's
sorry.
okay.
Grace
Like,
just wanted to rub it in.
But it's okay.
Sorry for his bad line judging. We still won though.
We beat them the first time in a very close game. Like that was probably the
that was a
closest
good
game
game
I've ever like really played. And then
spray.
True.
Anyways.
But that was just like how I first met Grace, and then she came here.
And then she came up to me and said, "Your dad was the one that had bad line judging, right?" I said,
anyways,
You got to start talking to someone by
know.
some way.
Yeah.
I tell that story all the time. That was my senior speech last night too, as well. Anyways, for my advice to my younger self, the one that I keep like thinking in my head would be like, don't care what other people think.
Yes.
Because I feel like as a kid, like on the outside, I didn't seem like insecure, or like I felt like I looked like I was a very outgoing kid and like I would do whatever I wanted. But I feel as though looking back, I was definitely insecure and had own issues of my own. I didn't want to talk to people, and I just was too scared of what people would think, or I'd be like, oh, I don't want to wear that, or I don't want to do that because of what so-and-so will say.
Yeah.
And I just feel like looking back now, I just don't care what people think, and I'm going to do and say and act however I want. And if people want to be my friends, like you guys, then they can be my friends. But I would just...
I feel like that's good for like, even like outside of volleyball. Like, like that's
life
such
advice.
good, life advice to any girl.
It doesn't
for
matter,
any
like,
age too.
If people like you, they like you. And then if they don't, then they're not
True.
supposed to be in your life.
right.
Yeah.
Be your selfie.
Be beautiful.
And on that note,
I feel like we already kind of talked. We wrote down some talking points, but I feel like we already kind of talked about living in the moment and not taking club for granted. But I feel like we could go in a little bit more depth, or just recap what we said, because I feel like there were definitely days I came to practice and I was like, oh my God, I have so much homework to do. So-and-so is mad at me. I have this teacher that I'm supposed to be emailing. Like, I have so much going on. I don't want to be here. And I didn't eat dinner and now I'm hangry. And I just like wish, like, even though we literally stopped club less than a week ago, maybe a week ago, I still feel and like wish that I would have come to volleyball with a smile on my face every day, because every day I came here was like perfect. Like I had you guys, I had my coaches, like Adam, Matt, I had all of them, Katie, like Eric out there. Like I had everyone out there that I needed. And I just wish I would have come here with a smile on my face every day.
Yeah, I agree. I think before practices, if I had like a bunch of homework, I'd be like, this is going to be terrible. All I'm going to be thinking about is what I have to do when I get home. Like, but once I like got here and like saw like Grace, Ainsley, Kenna, Lexi, like everyone, it like kind of like left my mind. Like you don't think about like,
no,
what's
I'd be
going
fighting
on.
with someone and I'd come here and I'd be like,
and then like, but then like when you leave, like it just comes right back. So like, I think also like
Adam's coming in again.
It hasn't really set into reality yet that like we're done, because we had our senior night last night. So we were here last night. Monday, we wouldn't usually have practice because of a 3-day tournament.
Now we're here for the pod.
Now we're here for the pod. Yes. I don't think we'll ever like leave VC, because it means so much. And like, it has such a special place in like all of our hearts, I would say. Like, I think we'll always like be coming back whenever like we need, like if we need to practice, like if we want to scrimmage with each other in the summer, like,
for sure.
They say we're always welcome here. And I think we'll always use
come
that.
back.
Yeah.
Anything else about memories and about soaking in VC and not taking it for granted and just being in the moment?
I guess I could say something. I just feel like I said, okay, whatever. Anyways, I just feel like for me, especially because I already talked about my injury and everything, but like you really don't know what you have until it's taken away. And every day that you're able to play volleyball or like even come here with your friends, because there was like weeks that I couldn't come because I couldn't walk, and you don't know what you have until it's taken away. And every day that you walk in here, it's a blessing, and you just need to like take it, like use it to its fullest potential.
You get to play volleyball. You don't have
it shouldn't be have to. You get to play volleyball. You're very blessed. Your parents let you come here 3 times a week. You get to work out in Oak Strength. You get to practice with all your best friends. You get to see Adam. Woo! So I feel like And I feel like every girl at some point has been like, dang, I wish I sprained my ankle right now so I could have a 2 week, like a little 2 week break.
Yeah.
But no, like when you're out, because I'm out for 4 to 6 months. And when you're out, I'm at 2 months right now. And I'm just I need to play volleyball. But I'm close.
I don't even know how you did that. Because when I sprained my ankle and I was out for like 3 weeks, I could barely.
When I couldn't come to like one practice because I tweaked my ankle, I was like, God, this is the end of the world. Like I have to, I don't know. There's a lot of truth in what you said,
Yes.
for sure.
I
And that
agree.
was very powerful.
I agree. Anything to add, Kenna?
No, I think you that was a good finisher.
Good job,
Good job,
Ainsley.
everyone.
Thank you.
Shall we talk about Greece?
Yes.
Speaking of being a senior, we got to go on the senior trip this year, which was to Greece.
It was awesome.
And if you're debating doing it next year
it.
or the year or whatever year,
Do it.
Do it.
No, do it.
Go
Because
to the international.
that trip was like insane. It still
was a
doesn't feel
fever
real.
dream,
It
though.
doesn't feel real.
I feel like we haven't gone on it yet.
no.
Like it was a dream.
I'm like,
Yeah.
so when are we going?
Yeah.
When are we going back is the question.
Yeah. So I would like, if you're debating it, if you're listening, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go.
Yes.
Because number one is just a great experience all around to travel internationally, see new cultures, see new things. It's like a good educational moment. I think we
Yes.
got
Yeah.
educated on a bunch of stuff there,
Mhm.
and you get to meet and talk to people that like, I've been playing with people here for 3 years now that I would talk to every now and then, but like it was never anything serious.
Yep.
And I came out with like 3 new best friends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I would
I
definitely
agree.
go on it.
Yeah.
What was everyone's favorite part?
I hate
this
this question.
I know,
People
but I
ask me
have
this
to ask.
all the time, and
Okay.
I
I
don't
think
even know.
either like just being able to play the international teams and like seeing their style of play compared to ours and like how the rules were like different and how we had to like get used to it when playing. Like just having the opportunity was awesome. And I also think just like every part of the day was fun, but when you are able to connect with all the other 18s and like we would always like hang out in the hotel rooms at night and like that was just like something that I'll never forget, like being able to connect with people that I didn't connect with before and then just like all hanging out in a hotel room. Like how many people would fit in a hotel room?
Yeah.
20 kids in a hotel room, just like
Dude.
all talking. Grace would be helping us plan our outfits so that we could
make
give
sure
the
that we're
right
giving
vibe
Castle or
wherever we're
Acropolis.
going.
Giving
Can't
Acropolis.
We can't give Acropolis energy at the Parthenon. You just can't. Wait, isn't that the same thing?
Yes, the Parthenon is on the
You
Acropolis.
can't give beach day energy at the Acropolis.
So like we just
Can't do it.
Like,
It's against the rules.
You can't.
I swear people would bring their whole suitcase into
Dude,
our room.
I didn't get to wear my favorite pair of pants that I brought there because it was never giving.
Looks like
But it
we gotta
needed
go
to.
back
But you looked great.
every single day.
Ainsley, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part, I don't know. I feel like
having me as a roommate.
having Grace make fun of every single outfit that I put on my body.
It was not every single one. It was just one swimsuit.
The pom-pom swimsuit.
And my
One.
swimsuit was cute. Go to my Instagram and look at it.
Don't follow your dreams. Follow my Instagram.
That is so
Ainsley Stovall.
Oh yeah, you
quote.
guys. My senior quote is "Don't follow your dreams, follow my Instagram."
Did you put your at though?
I'm going to.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
No, but what was your actual one? That was just a joke.
My favorite part of Greece was hanging out with all my best friends. Just kidding.
Oh, just kidding. She didn't.
Just
like that
kidding. I
part.
didn't. No, I'm kidding. I feel like it's just like when you go to Greece, you expect everyone to come back and be like, my favorite part was the Temple of Poseidon or the Acropolis or seeing this or whatever. But I feel like my personal favorite part was the nights in the hotel because like,
I agree.
you just can't beat those memories.
No,
you
you
know,
can't.
I
you
completely
just can't
agree.
beat it.
Or just like being able to like walk around by ourselves on like
yes,
the island and just
Yeah.
be able to like
the island was
Be
so
in
much
Europe
fun.
and
Yeah.
alone.
And
That was your
just-
favorite part?
that. And I was gonna say like being in the hotel rooms at night. Like I get what Elle says about like being able to experience volleyball there, but I feel like every time I think of this trip and like in the future when I think back on it, like volleyball's not gonna be the thing that I think of. Like
yeah,
it's
for
going to be the memories that like we made as like
a group.
a group of
Yes.
girls
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
having a good time. Like I don't know, I kind of think of that trip as like we were no longer just like volleyball players who play at the same club. Like we were a group of like teenage girls like enjoying this trip together and like
Yeah, I
making
agree.
memories.
Not just
guess.
teammates.
I
Yeah.
agree.
for sure.
Yeah, I think those were all my favorite parts too. Like just like almost playing like local for the day. Like we would wake up and get ready and go eat breakfast and then we would go to here. I just feel like exploring Europe with all my best friends and like everyone I know outside of volleyball was just my favorite part. Just the whole trip.
I think like also I remember looking on the trip last year, like watching like them go to, where did they go last year? Spain. And I saw that they were on the bus for so long, like driving to like different, like they went to a different country, like also. So like Portugal. Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, I do not want to be on a bus that long. But the bus rides were so
needed.
so fun.
Night was my favorite night.
Like the bus rides gave us like time to nap when we, because you don't sleep that much on the trip.
You don't sleep. You get back late from a game because they play their games so late. And then you get up so early for breakfast so that you can make sure
worth it.
that
because you spend your whole day like,
and then like
you're always doing things.
I think
sleep when you're dead,
or sleep on the 12-hour plane ride.
I think I learned like so much about the girls on the bus, like because we just had so much time to talk. And then like we did karaoke one night coming home from one of our games. That was so much fun.
It was also kind of nice because I know like in Europe, or at least for my like cell service, like it was kind of like spotty, and the first day I didn't have any at all. So it was also kind of nice. Like I felt like I was barely on my phone that trip.
I agree.
Like I would take pictures and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe too many pictures, but I would take a lot of pictures.
Grace is like, take a picture of me, and then like 430 pictures later, she's like, okay,
I'm done.
You can be done now.
Yeah, I can take some of you now.
I'll take 2.
She'll take like 2.5, and then like a selfie of it.
No, but I think like just kind of semi unplugging for a week and not focusing on what this person's doing, like who I'm texting, like just
it seems like there's a common theme with club volleyball and what we get to do here. I feel like you kind of just get to like,
I just love being with you guys.
You just get to make friends.
You just honestly get to like kind of escape from everything else and like and use it like it's such an outlet.
And I feel like when you think of VC, you don't think of like a practice. You're like, oh, up downs or Penn State scoring. You're like, oh, the time that we went to Des Moines and Grace Peter Pants.
Guys,
like
we already told the story.
That is the best story. I don't think I will ever
I'm pretty sure that was
forget.
on the pod last.
Go watch episode 85 if you want to hear about.
If you want to know
the Des Moines tournament.
Yes,
that was just a Des Moines tournament debrief.
Just speaking of like the specific memories, were there any that stuck out to you on Greece? Because mine was Donald.
I love Donald.
If you want to hear the story about Donald, it goes like this.
Here
Story
we go.
time with Grace.
I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
But we were getting coffee. We were at a hotel in Greece, but it was like kind of in like a farming area.
It was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. There was nothing around. There was a town like 10 minutes away, 10-minute walk away. So one morning, all of us girls and then the parents walk to this town, and the parents go to the beach and we go to get coffee and we get our coffee, whatever. The parents then meet us back at the coffee shop, and Eric is one of those parents, and there's like stray dogs and cats
everywhere in Greece.
Everywhere in Greece. Like you could be walking down the street and you're going to see three animals.
Yeah.
So we knew that was a thing. And there was 2 stray dogs just like kind of wandering about. And one of them did look a little scraggly, not going to lie. Kind of
talking about Donald or the other one?
The other.
Honestly, don't talk about Donald like that.
So there was a more scraggly one, and then there was this other dog who looked not like a stray at all, I feel like. No, and he did not act like a stray at all.
No, Donald did not act like a stray.
So he's just like coming up to us, like we're petting him, we're like, oh good boy. And then I think it was Amber who was like, Donald. Hey Donald. Like
we're like, where did Donald come from?
Who is Donald? Well, Donald is the stray. And then Eric was like, hi Donald.
Hi Donald. Hi Donald.
So everyone is like obsessed with Donald. And I'm like, okay, we should probably go back to our hotel.
It follows us.
This dog basically walked us back to the hotel.
He knew where he was going. And he took us back to the hotel. So we're like, okay. Mind you, the hotel already had 2 animals of their own, which were like leashed fully their own.
With collars.
With
collars.
Yes.
With water bowls, food bowls.
Yes. Yeah. So we're like, oh, we don't know how this, like, we're just bringing the dog back. Like, we did not ask the hotel people if we could bring this back.
Donald did not ask us if we could bring it back. Donald was coming with no matter what.
So we're like walking back, and Donald is coming with us, and we get there, and you can tell he's kind of like a little scared of these other dogs.
Yeah.
But then 10 minutes later, we're having lunch, and he's in the lunchroom.
He's eating with us.
He is eating a chicken kebab in the dining room.
They're like trying to get him out
trying to get him out, and then Eric and Amber are like, Donald, go outside.
Yeah.
As if he knows his name. He's
right. Donald. So we're all kind of chilling with Donald, and then it's time for our matches, and we had like later matches this night. So we're like, there is no flipping way Donald is gonna.
Oh my gosh, this story.
Donald is gonna be there. Like he's definitely going back to the town. Sure enough, we get home at midnight, and Donald's there, just ready to greet us. And Did we get into the other story?
No.
It was pretty memorable.
Basically, Donald got me and Grace locked out of our room because we realized that Donald was still there. I opened the door, and Donald is outside, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Donald's still here. And Grace comes running out of the room.
I'm like about to shower. I'm literally just in spandex and sports bra.
Yeah. And I was afraid that Donald was going to come in our room and our doors automatically locked. So I shut the door at
Keep in mind,
midnight.
it was like 12:30. Can I pick up the story from here?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Ainsley will tell this story good.
Okay.
So
So
tell it
funny.
in Ainsley style. Like,
Okay.
forget the pod, just tell it now.
Okay, so Grace comes up to our door. She's knocking, and I open the door. She's like not wearing clothes, obviously, because she's about to get in the shower. She's like, Ainsley. I'm like, what? And she's like, Kenna just got us locked out of her room because she was playing with Donald. And I was like, what?
You were playing with Donald.
Yeah, that's what,
Okay, she was scared that Donald's
okay.
gonna go in our room.
Meanwhile, Elle's in the shower, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just come in and get in the shower with Elle. Like, it's fine. So she gets in the shower with Elle.
No, she doesn't get
She
in.
did-
She
she
rips the shower curtain open
Okay.
as I'm standing in the shower.
Semi gets in the shower, and then this whole thing happens, and then they're like, and then Elle's shower goes out.
There's no water.
There's
the
no
water
water.
just stopped.
So then I'm like, okay, we need to solve some problems. My door is right next to Eric's. It's 12:30.
Because
And
the
they're
front
like-
desk is closed because it's 12:30. There's no workers.
Yeah, they're
But
like,
we had all got back from your guys' match so late that we were all just still.
so
I just wanted a shower.
right. So they're like, we got to tell Eric, and I was like, I'll go knock on Eric's door and you guys can explain. So we knock on Eric's door and Eric's like, what? And I'm like, they got locked out of the room. Elle doesn't have water.
No. What had happened was you knocked on the door and he goes, what? And we all just stood there and I go, Kenna locked us out of our room. And I gotta let you back in.
He goes,
And then-
Kenna.
And so then Eric got the guy, and then the guy came into our room to check the water. He was like, no running water tonight. Keep in mind, we had like 15 girls that had just played a volleyball match.
Our water went fine.
That needed
Yeah,
to.
it was fine.
Okay,
Well,
well,
you know
everyone
what?
else's one did not work except for Kenna and Grace. But yeah, that's long story short. That's the Donald Eric story.
Bye,
Yeah,
Adam.
Bye, Adam.
So yeah, that's like the Des Moines of Greece.
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
that
sure.
night.
Was that night?
Right.
I really like the food there.
The food was pretty good.
Ainsley was
Yeah.
over the Greek
Ooh.
salad.
I got McDonald's the first night. Party foul. Eric was mad.
Eric did tell us
Yeah.
don't get any McDonald's, and she
He
got
said
McDonald's.
if you get McDonald's, I'm booking you a flight home. The first night there, I got a double cheeseburger, meal with French fries, and a Diet Coke.
She did, in fact, stay the whole time.
I
though,
did get to
so
stay.
Eric did not.
Did
follow
we
through on his
learn
word.
anything from Greece? This can be anything.
Like
Big old
history?
question. Anything. A lesson, something educationally you learned, something about yourself you learned. Yes, Ainsley.
I learned that you should not wear Kenna Wubbenna's sandals while walking up the Acropolis with a bum.
You told me your feet didn't hurt that bad.
No, they didn't. It actually didn't. But Eric, the only reason I wouldn't do that is because Eric was mad.
Eric was mad.
Eric was mad.
Oh, what did you learn?
I don't even know so much.
No thoughts.
Let me come back to me. Let me
Kenna.
think.
I learned about Greek mythology.
Yes.
I'm a master Greek philosopher now.
No, I feel like
Dude, everyone was making fun of me because I had prior knowledge.
I learned to not like keep your stuff close. I don't know. I feel like it was like eye opening to be
We
like
got pickpocketed?
in a foreign country and like
Ainsley almost got stolen.
make sure that you're like being
Aware.
aware of your surroundings. I feel like it helped me be aware of my surroundings because I don't feel like I do a good job of that
Never
here.
put your phone in your back pocket.
Now that we came back, so like, yeah, that's like a big rule in Greece is like never put your phone in your back pocket because people will just snatch your phone. And I didn't think about that. And then even now that I'm home, I'm just so used to putting it in like my pouch.
Same.
Like, I like will not wear it in my back
I went back
pocket.
to my old ways.
No, I can't. I'm like scared I'm about to get.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do this, but we had a technical difficulty with the end of that podcast. I apologize that as the kids were recording, something happened within the Wi-Fi, and the last couple minutes got cut out. I apologize for that. Spoilers. We they just kind of finished up with the Grease thing, and then just did a short little reflection about it's been a great ride, and it's been a lot of fun. And just to highlight them, if you're a parent listening to the show, and this is, I kind of said this at the beginning, but this is what, my goal is for the athletes that come into this gym, and not that my goal is their goal. But as a coach and as a parent, like I want my athletes to get everything that they can out of the sport, for this to be a truly enjoyable, happy experience for them, in which they stay healthy and get strong and truly get kind of set up to handle life and the next chapter. And some kids play in college and some kids don't play in college, and some kids play past that. And I just could not be more proud of this group of 4 here for their hard work and their positive attitudes towards things, even when the lows are a little bit low, and keeping level head when the highs get high, and just their dedication through the year. So just complete kudos to them. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll catch you on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for listening to another episode of Oak Performance Radio. Don't forget to check us out on the social at Oak Performance and online at www.oakstrength.com/Oak Performance. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.